celebrity voices. Listener discretion is advised.
This is Satanist Jared McGee, and you're listening to The Devil You Know. The Devil You Know is like an audio dick for your ear vagina, and you've just been given the mating signal.
Hello, America.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 49.
Niner. 49er.
Niner. Did I catch a niner in there? Were you calling from a walkie-talkie?
Over and out.
What's up, buddy?
Nothing, man. What are you doing?
I am realizing from the calendar that, John, it's our anniversary. Did you get me something?
Well, technically, it's not yet. October 8th was our first episode ever.
October 8th.
So,
can you believe that, man?
I mean, not really.
And we've only missed like 2 weeks, I think, maybe 3. I don't know.
Well, if we
wait, how many? There's 52 weeks in a year, right?
Yeah, but if we do the one on the 8th again, that actually starts a new year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like an actual
yeah, you're
year.
right.
So,
yeah.
So this will be this is our 49th episode. So we missed 3 weeks, man.
That's pretty good.
Because you were out with that rash or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I still got the ointment. I'm still using the ointment.
Yeah, I'll edit that out.
No, I mean, we had, of course, like time from me moving across the country, and
yep.
You were in the hospital one time.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, you almost died, and like I was drawing out logos for the Dorian Gray show, and then you bounced back, and I was like, oh,
he's that bastard.
Good to know. So
that's awesome.
It's been a pretty good show so far. It's been pretty fun. I mean, and one thing that's been good about it is it keeps you and I talking to each other, not letting ourselves get too busy with all the other things that we're doing.
Yeah, it's a nice break from our real world, and to get back and just kind of touch base every week. It's really cool.
Yeah, and I think too.
I love you, man.
I think being able to always keep our mind on, somewhat educating outsiders on what Satan actually is, but also just keeping ourselves sharp and getting different perspectives from all the many different guests that we've had on. And it's been a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of really cool people. A couple boring people.
Yeah.
I'm not saying who.
That's funny. There's a couple boring people, but
it's like the what is that strip club that says like hundreds of beautiful women and 3 ugly ones or something.
Yeah.
50 episodes. We've had mostly awesome guests and 1 or 2 d-bags. No, I'm just kidding.
D-bags. I don't know if we should talk about people like that. Ouch.
Well, it seems like one of those things. Like you never know. Like somebody seems cool, and then a lot of times somebody, I think some of our guests have been people who like no, this could be interesting, and then when we actually talk to them, we really learn a lot of interesting stuff about them, and just the mutual admiration just keeps expanding, So It's been, I don't know, I've been enjoying it, and year 1 down, so we've only got to get to 5 years to surpass Adam, right?
Yeah. And then we could be the longest running satanic podcast.
No, it's been a great year, and looking forward to I don't know, something special next week for episode 50, y'all.
Yeah, man, looking forward to it. 50. Holy shit.
50, 50.
Yep.
1 year and 50 episodes.
I'm hungry. You hungry, bro?
Yeah.
I'm pretty hungry right now. I'm going to go eat. All right, everybody.
All right.
Let's start this goddamn show.
All right.
As most here commence their days in the morning hours, let us speak of daywear, more specifically, the frock suit and the sack suit. The frock coat was either a single or double-breasted black coat with a squared bottom front and whose hem hung just above the knee. If deemed too formal for your particular taste, there is the morning coat, which is a single-breasted with a rounded tail bottom. The formality of both would give the impression of evening wear, but now we are to contrast this by matching them with trousers of a lighter hue. Beige, off-whites, light blues, think colors you would wear out for an outdoor jaunt by a lake with your lover, an amorous picnic, etc. The contrast here is to intentionally offshoot the rigid upper part of your attire, so feel free to experiment with patterns that convey a sense of the casual, of fun. Stripes of varying colors, or even a checkered pattern, can be of great use here. Think the more formal the coat, the least formal the trouser. Again, have a feel for your surroundings prior to going too garish, but still attempt to convey foremost a sense of confidence that is, shall we say, lackadaisical. No one wants to spend their days off from work with someone who looks like they are heading to the office. A common mistake I find among we of the more elitists of tastes. The sack suit, the more common alternative, has plenty in common with that aforementioned office suit, but you can contrast this by using a lighter and gentler color palette. Stay clear of black, dark blues, or grays. In closing, do remember that your proper gentleman's appearance, though the most important thing when entering the line of sight of the damsel of your desire, will come crashing to your aim's undoing if not accompanied by a gentleman's demeanor. It may be argued that women deep down inside prefer a ruffian bad boy rogue over a gent. That notwithstanding, she will require first the trust of knowing you can at very least maintain the pretense of such a facsimile if she's ever going to be seen with you in public. That is all for today. This has been the Vicar of Vice, Reverend Count MoriVond, signing off. In nomine Dei nostri Satanas Pater Libertinorum. The Law of Gyps.
Law number 21. I walk with no parade that is without rhythm. It's okay to meet others halfway on collaborative projects where all parties are of the same caliber and hold the same standards of excellence. It's not okay, however, to throw your own standards out the window for the sake of leveling the playing field, especially with others who are far less skilled, far less qualified, and far less in tune with your overall vision. Although I am personally always of the position that you cannot win them all, I refuse to play on a blatantly losing team for the sake of the greater good, or for the sake of charity, or for the sake of helping others, especially when there's no light at the end of the tunnel, or no reward to ultimately gain. As Dr. LeVay once said, never help anyone who has proven themselves to be a consistent failure in the past. Hail Satan!
This is Satanist Misty Tires. These skilled hands behind all the devilishly cute crocheted bathmats seen adorning many of the altars of our Church of Satan members. I'm ready to unleash my newest creation upon all of you. You've heard of them, you've seen them, and now you can get one for yourself. Head on over to iSatanist.com now, and you can get your very own satanic owls. Hail Satan.
All right, so for episode 49, we need to grind my spine.
Yeah. Niner. Yes, everyone. We've got citizen of the Infernal Empire, Paul Sherman, everyone.
Hello.
Awesome. Our studio audience who's excited to see you.
we record this live.
Yeah. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I am enjoying a glass of some raisin wine I made about a year ago.
Oh,
and raisin wine.
Put that in my mouth.
Well, I was making mead, and honey got super expensive. Yeah, like honey got to be like $12 a pound, and I'll use like 18 to 20 pounds for a 5-gallon batch. So it got super expensive. So I kind of put that in the back burner. I decided to do it with raisins instead.
Huh. Wow.
Does it taste dry?
I'm going to go to your house. We should be recording this from your house, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Let's hang up. I'll be right there.
Yeah.
And begin. Very cool. So for the audience members that don't know who... you go ahead, Dorian. I'll just shut the fuck up.
I was just going to say that, like you're really kind of... You've managed to gain all of our attention very quickly with the sharp, pointy things you've been manufacturing.
So I see, and I'm delighted about that. This whole thing kind of started, I'm like a lot of people, probably you guys, you like to dabble in the arts and whatnot. And I was in a band that sort of ended in January, and I was kind of casting about looking for something to do, something crafty, something with my hands. I knew it would be metal because that's where my skills lie. And I didn't know what to do. And then we had our get-together in April, and that was super inspiring. And somehow... I don't know, it was at a ritual, or I saw something at the Black House, but it hit me, to quote Colonel Kurtz, like a diamond bullet in the forehead. Make knives. And that's what's nice about doing the ritual type stuff is I can kind of go nuts with the styling, as opposed to making like a buck or a Bowie knife or something super purpose.
Yeah.
You're allowed to kind of go nuts. And that's, again, it's only been since April, but that's what I like doing. Someone just give me a framework, an idea, and then I just go nuts. And a month later, you've got some shiny, dangerous piece of metal in the mail.
Oh, yeah.
That's so cool.
And
I got one of those actually from you, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I love it. And I love that you, idea of you kind of, I love the idea of you looking at maybe a person's their personality and saying I got something, I'll make something that's gonna fit you, and
Yeah, I don't know if you did it intentionally or not, but you posted that picture of a Viking sword, and once again, that was the inspiration right there. I was like, bang, that's what he's getting, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah, it was of course it was perfect, it was beautiful, and I absolutely love it, and I plan on killing many priests with it.
Excellent. It's well suited to this.
I don't mean to not say anything, guys. I'm just busy posting a picture of Anton LaVey's Chris Styles sword. Hold on a second. I'll tag you in it. I'm just kidding.
What's funny, I just asked Magistrate Barton if she had any pictures of Anton with a knife. Now, we know, I think there's a picture of him in a sort of a purple jacket, and he has sort of a leaf-shaped blade.
Yeah, he's got that smash it from Boker. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's a specific model right there?
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to know if there was anything a little bit more distinctive with a little more pizzazz, maybe. I think it would be kind of cool to make a tribute to that sort of thing. So we'll see what happens.
Well, he's always in that video. Yeah. He's in in videos, and he has that Chris style, curvy, wavy sword thing going on. And
I think I got one of those on deck for someone right now.
You do? Who's that?
Yeah, Mr. Shaw.
Yeah, I fucking want one so bad. Yeah, it's. I mean, I wish maybe during this episode we could do something crazy on YouTube and actually post some pictures of stuff while the things going on. That might be cool to give to
sure.
YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Tease I'll get my that'd be cool. Wife to be cinematographer. That'd be super cool. You could do that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
so now what's the process of this making these for you? Like, where do you start? I mean,
it depends. Some of them they're done by just what's called material removal. You kind of start with raw materials, whether it's round, whether it's flat stock, something like that, and you just start filing, grinding, and coaxing a shape out of it. Some other things need to be forged together. That one I just posted, the curvy one, that's made out of 3 layers of steel. You kind of stick them together. You heat them up until they are yellow hot, and come down mightily with a hammer, and it fuses them. It makes them a solid piece of metal. Then you start filing away, and you can start to see the different layers come through. To me, that's the coolest because it's so obviously handmade, and it's something beautiful, but it's also something obviously deadly.
Oh,
sort of like a hot woman with a 45 in her purse.
Oh yeah, man.
So yeah, and then the rest of it is just assembling it. You kind of decide what you want for a handle. You decide on the overall vibe this thing has. And the whole reason why I don't charge for them, I'd rather swap, is because I might go down one path with it, then come back and try something else, that sort of thing. And you can't charge for that kind of time. It's like R&D in the making. So I'd much prefer to trade you guys, because right now I'm getting a whole bunch of cool art. I got some great stuff from Dorian. I've got an amazing piece of stained glass from Adam. And I like it. It's sort of like...
And now you want some jewelry. Yeah.
And I want some lovely jewelry. It's sort of egalitarianism among the elite. You know, it's like, you want one? Sure, no problem. What have you got for me? Right. I like that much than doing the whole money thing.
I like that too. That's actually cool, the whole barter thing. It's really brings it back to the olden days, you know?
You know what would be kind of cool to see would be, maybe ceremony daggers that are sold through Ice Satanist that have your, some of the medallion, the cloisine and different medallions they have like in the hilt.
Oh,
in the hilt, something like that. Yeah. Sure.
Or even silver. That would be sick. Yeah, we'll talk. Yeah. We'll do lunch.
We'll talk. All of my people call your people.
Yeah, definitely. So how'd you get into it? How'd you know that you can do this? Like, what was it?
Yeah.
I've been doing various kinds of metal work for myself for the past, 20, 25 years. I was one of those guys that didn't know jack about mechanics or engineering or anything like that. So what I did was I just bought a motorcycle, happened to be a 67 Triumph, and that will teach you a lot about working on motorcycles. I just started tinkering, and it sort of grew, and I started bugging welders and machine shop guys and, just skill collected basically. And that's what I did for a long time, just for myself personally. This wasn't a business or anything, but I would make choppers, Triumphs, Harleys, things like that, sort of in the 70s style. And that forced you to learn a lot of skills, and there's a lot of creativity involved in it. It was a lot of fun. So just by virtue of that, knowing how to work with metal, and I had the tools, and it was very easy to do. It was a very easy step to make. Most of the stuff I had around, all the stainless for your knife, Dorian, it was around. The only thing I bought was the actual steel for the blade. So that was it. Like I said, I knew I wanted to do something to kind of contribute to the church, something with that vibe, the aesthetic and everything. And it just seemed the most obvious thing. So I've been digging it. I've been having a ball. My wife just doesn't see me anymore. I'm always downstairs. Wake up, cup of coffee. I'm grinding, and it's a ball. I'm having
Hug
fun.
a baby. He's got the tools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really is a perfect match too for COS. I mean, how perfect to have somebody who customizes these ritual daggers. I mean, it's amazing.
It was just so perfect. It struck me, and I was like, I couldn't wait to get on.
Very cool.
It's great. Now I want to learn more stuff, maybe about doing some gems or something in there. I really dig. There's like Middle Eastern and Indonesian daggers. They're beautiful, but to our eye, they're very unique. So I really like them as opposed to doing something straight.
Yeah,
that's why those.
Well, the metalworking is something that's actually been really interesting to me. Even watching some of the TV shows about it stuff. Just I think I've been on this whole masculinity kick, and just now I just want to beat the shit out of hot metal with a hammer, and make something like that. Like, how much more badass can you get than that,
Well, and that's what's kind of fun. As you're doing this, you sort of realize, and you're taking part in the sort of human tradition that's separated us from the animals a long time ago. You know what I mean? I mean, not to wax too poetic about it, but yeah, I mean, it's basic. It's elemental. It's fire, metal, and a hammer. I mean, that's it. I mean, that's the beginning of
and
industry.
Love.
And much love. So it's a ball, and I really dig that people are appreciating it. I really know.
How can we not?
It almost sounds like the theme for a Manowar album, you know.
I'm not shirtless and greased up though.
Orgasmo. Now you're a mile. A marny mile.
He's a metal.
Tanned and greasy. So yeah, I make my own booze. I make knives. You know, that's it. I live in New Hampshire. What do you expect?
I like it. Yeah,
That's awesome. Really, really cool.
Tell us a little bit about your background, about how you came to be bearer of the black flame.
You're like flame.
Yeah, I almost said fame, but nobody wants black fame.
No.
Even black people don't want that anymore.
No, not since the operation.
Actually, I was just thinking about that. I know a lot of people came to Anton LaVey and his philosophy through the Satanic Bible first. I actually had a book by V. Vale. It was called Modern Primitives. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. Yeah, it was sort of about piercing and tattooing way before this stuff kind of went crazy and everybody's doing it.
I think I've got it, actually.
Okay, and lo and behold, there's an interview with this charismatic gentleman named Anton LaVey. So I read that, and it led me to other literature. And in my case, it was one of those things where you had that light bulb moment, where suddenly you realize this is me, and I've been this my entire life. You know, even when I was young, I was sort of called an outsider kid. You're always listening to music and reading magazines that nobody else was. You know, you had friends and everything, but you were definitely cut from a different cloth. And yeah, like I said, just that lightning bolt strike of, holy shit, I've been about this my whole life. So it was a very easy thing to kind of grab onto and pick up and move forward with.
That's so cool. We never really hear, everyone finds it from the Satanic Bible. We know, and it's kind of the first time I've ever heard of someone, coming across Anton LaVey in a different medium. It's pretty
different
cool.
source, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. I haven't read it in a while, but if I remember correctly, he's not being particularly didactic. It's an interview. He's just talking, which is very interesting. So I got to dig that up again. I've got it around here somewhere. So yeah, and it just kind of went on from there. And you sort of realize you've been living your life according to this for a long time. And then it becomes important enough to you where you need to contribute and make it official.
How old were you when you?
It wasn't that long ago. It's probably like 8 years ago. It was one of those things where it's, like I said, it became important enough, and it became enough of part of my life where I really had to say, okay, I got to make this thing.
What do you now? You're like 27 or something?
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. I think the beard's
Sure thing. It's the mead. It keeps you young.
Keeps you young.
Raisin wine. Yeah.
People like to pontificate about why the Church of Satan, its philosophies, is so great. My wife put it very simply. She said it's just the only philosophy that makes any sense. And it's true. It's based on how society works, how humans are at their core and on the outside, how the universe works. And it's the only thing for me. Hail Satan.
Which is why we don't need new versions of it, or pseudo-Satanists changing things around.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the drive is behind that. Why do you pick up part of something that's established? And, it's like picking up Christianity and saying, well, I'm a neo-Christian and we believe this. Well, do your own thing then if that's what you believe.
The drive is anger and envy. That's the drive.
But why screw up?
I got to say, though, that one of the best quotes I've heard on that article you just reposted, I believe, John, about TST, is looking through the comments and seeing Adam Campbell say that TST is the Shasta of Satanism.
RC Cola. I don't know.
Delusional.
I can only surmise they're picking up on the Satanism thing just for its pure shock value.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which it's screwing it up for everybody. Someone was just saying they were getting friended. It was Sarah McGowan. She was saying she was getting friended by people in the TST and everything. It just, it just sort of, it does up something.
Well, it's like they felt like they needed something a little more hardcore than Hot Topic. So, I
guess, but if you really want to do that. You do what Aquino did. You know what I mean? I mean, he really went off the rails, but he decided this is unique enough. where I'm going to start my own thing and, make it a new philosophy, not just, I don't know, like you said,
riding coattails. Yeah.
Say, LeVay said it best, man. There's Satanists and there's nuts, and they definitely fall in the nut category.
Yeah. So
my nuts,
definitely.
D's nuts. Got him.
D's nuts.
So now, how about your family and friends? Do they know of your association?
I keep it pretty on the down low. If they haven't guessed by now, they're not very perceptive. Yeah. If you walk in the house, you can definitely tell something's going on. But again, I'm keeping on the DL. I don't think it's
this house.
I don't think it's necessary. That's all.
This house is clear. That's fucking funny. So what do you got in your house that would give it away? Like when you walk in, what
do you mean? The red wall with the sigil of Baphomet and the skulls on the altar behind me? Yeah.
What's so satanic about that?
The billboard that says, "Hey guys, I'm a Satanist."
Yeah, I'm a Satanist.
Over the fireplace.
Yeah, and
you got a black cat, don't you?
We have 3 black cats because from what I hear, people won't adopt black cats.
That's even triple evil, I believe.
Triple evil.
So people won't adopt black cats because of the superstition, which is fucking dumb in my eyes. So I say, okay, fine. That's what I'll take care of the black cats for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, you're not that far from the black house, but you have the black cat house.
That's right.
Dude, that's funny.
That's what we dumb jokes. That's what we do.
So do you engage in ritual a lot? We never really ask our guests that stuff, but we're going to start.
Not a lot. I have. It's typically compassion. When something happens in life, it's time to do something and exorcise those emotions and get them out.
Exorcise the demons.
Yeah, it's time to do that. So yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy the cathartic experience, and it's just goddamn plain fun.
Does your wife engage with you, or do you do it alone? What?
My wife is also a member of the church.
We're talking about ritual, right?
Hey, that's late night.
So
yeah. She has on her own. We haven't together. It's just an intensely personal thing, I think.
Yeah.
And we will together someday on a common cause come together on that.
Nice.
We'll probably have to start asking our guests on a regular basis if they do participate in ritual, and if they say yes, we'll say, "Well, do you have a blade? Do you have a dagger?"
And if not, contact this. Yeah.
You have any art you want to get rid of?
Anything cool you want to trade? Motorcycle parts, artwork, pointillism, whatever you got.
Sexual favors, whatever you can do.
I actually, Paul got, and I hadn't thought of doing this originally, but Paul got from me the first. I told him he can't show anybody until it's released, but he actually has some of the original artwork that went into the Satanic Warlock.
Ooh.
He's the first person to get some of that, and I when I drew that stuff, I didn't. This is. I guess maybe just because I haven't done book illustrations before. So I didn't plan ahead. I didn't actually do them with the intent of framing them for art, they're all like cut in weird shapes because, I drew it out on large paper and then I had to fit it on a computer scanner and it wouldn't fit. So I had to cut it out. So I have all these drawings and they're like not really made to be presented. And I'm like trying to frame it up and make it look nice for them and stuff. And I'm like, oh shit, I guess
I was going to ask what you would have done differently. You would have squared it up nice on the sheet, that type of thing. Because
probably. I think if I would have thought of that ahead of time, I probably would have had I would have drawn them on different size paper, each individually, and then just kept it pristine and I don't know, whatever. But I mean, it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of cool because hopefully that'll be some sort of sought after, unique art.
It's in its raw form,
Yeah, not that I would ever sell it, but at least I can go neener.
Neener. That's awesome.
Did you see what the hardcover TSVs are selling for now? Mr. Merciless posted.
Yeah, I saw that. It's almost $800, isn't it?
Yeah, $700. It's amazing.
Oh,
I don't know if
crazy.
people, that's what they're asking. I don't know if that's what people are actually paying for them.
I don't know.
Still.
I don't think I've seen any sell like that, but I got to say it because I'm going to do a little neener. I've got the only one out of the entire lot that was printed upside down.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Put it upside down, yep.
I'm surprised they took the time to bind it. I'm glad they did because that's super cool.
Oh, yeah. It's like the best one.
That makes it worth money because you got to turn it.
I know. Should be worth.
Well, he
$750.
hangs from the rafters like a bat. So
You see,
how he
it all
reads
makes
anyway.
sense.
Yeah.
It was all big.
I only do that so you and I could read it at the same time. Yeah.
So yeah, it's actually called the John Shaw edition.
Out of print, $1,000.
Yeah, right. Oh man, that's a lot of swords, man. It's crazy.
So what did you were at the 50th, right?
Hell yeah.
You were in New York?
Yes.
And did you love it?
I loved it. It was terrific. Again, I've been one of those guys, always sort of been in a vacuum as far as that goes. You know, Satanism in a bottle, which is fine. You know, but
So
it was.
You were in the Black House with all of us, right?
Yes.
Which one were you? Did you see me there? I don't even know.
I don't know. I was there early. I was sitting on the couch next to Priestess Josephine. Had a nice conversation, but I had to roll because we had the, like a 5-hour drive home, which is no big deal. But yeah, it was great. The salons, particularly, I didn't know what to expect from that, but it exceeded all expectations.
Yeah, good stuff.
Really, really terrific stuff. If you were to tell someone about that, there's probably a lot of eye rolling and whatnot. But some of the stuff people said. Bill M. in particular, I actually asked him about a particular line he said about how things weren't better back in the day, quote unquote. You were better back in the day. And I'm having to tell people that more and more because people want to make things great again, if you know what I mean.
Like America?
Yeah. It's just no, you don't suck now. You suck now. And what have you done to better that situation? It was an excellent quote.
Yeah,
but
you suck.
Yeah, you suck, I suck, we all suck. Let's change it. So it was just, I dug it. Absolutely.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was a good week. The whole weekend, I should say, was just very fun.
It really was. I said, I've been talking to a lot of folks now. I wish I knew him better then. Adam and I even spoke briefly. He had to remind me of it, but it was just such a whirlwind of, people I didn't know, but, hopefully I'll know him better now. And next time we get together. Oh, speaking of which, both of you, well, I assume you are, Dorian. John, are you going to the Electric Hellfire?
We might be doing that. Yeah, we might be doing that because that's enough ways away. We're trying to get to.
Following has been removed because it is on a need-to-know basis. And right now, you do not need to know. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Very good.
So, yeah, we're trying to do it, but I'm not quite sure about that. But definitely would like to go out to Florida. I miss Dorian. And smack him around a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just want tattoos.
Dude, you don't have to give me a tat at all, dude. You better. No, okay.
I'm gonna.
I know, I hope so. No, that's cool, though, but we'll figure it
out. That black and gray thing you did today, you posted today, was absolutely gorgeous. I'm a black and gray guy, and that was
yeah, that's the only way to go.
It is.
I still like what you did, Jared's tattoo.
Lady sat there for 7 hours there today. Oh,
nice.
Really? Badass.
Jared sat for like freaking 15 hours, just not in a row.
Not anywhere near in a row.
It's like a half hour here, half hour there.
I was seeing a tattoo guy out here in New Hampshire, and he flew to Minnesota, the bastard. So I had to go out there. And he set up shop in Minnesota, in Hopkins, and I had to go out there. So for 3 days straight, that's all we did. I went out there with a pile of cash, and I said, let's do it. And he basically outlined my bodysuit in 3 days. I was cooked. Nice. There were no endorphins left. Then you're flying home. You're kind of covered in Vaseline, and you're sliding around and everything. It was just a miserable experience getting home. But yeah, it was good. I think everybody should get tattooed just to see how they deal with it.
I went camping once, and I woke up and I felt like it was like a lot of Vaseline. It was weird. I don't know what happened.
Is that when you went camping with Adam?
Yeah, it was with Adam Campbell.
He's not here to defend himself.
Then I
Come
wake
on.
up, my pants unbuttoned. Why they do this?
What has happened to me? Why does my sphincter hurt so much?
Bastards. Yeah, so you're gonna definitely go into Florida then. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's bought, paid for. You can't wait. December 3rd in New England, I'll be dying to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll be nice. That'll be really nice. I can't wait. So yeah.
Last year, the Devil's Reign was really cool. We had I don't think they're doing that this year, but we actually all went to dinner, which is basically like a restaurant right next to the hotel where we all met up at. And it was pretty funny because like somebody went into the restaurant ahead of time, and the lady at the counter saw and said, "Are you guys with the church group?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's
You
us."
could say that. Yeah.
It's a church. Absolutely.
The looks that we got when we were going to our table was hilarious because the restaurant was packed, and we just stood out like a sore thumb, even though we were the best dressed. But still, we stood out, and everyone just the look on people's faces like, "Oh my God, what's going on here?"
Well, I thought of that when we were waiting to go into the gala event at the hotel there, the dinner and all that.
Oh yeah.
There's the weddings and high school proms and all that lovely stuff coming on. Then we roll in. You had Gene Vernon in that amazing tuxedo, and we're all like, flying the flag, as it were. Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Wouldn't it have just been? I know we had security, but wouldn't it have just been great for just one guy with his date from one of those proms, like trying to find a room to score in, and like just walked in the wrong room at the wrong time when there's a room full of us chanting "Hail Satan"? What a story he would have to go running back. You guys aren't gonna believe this.
I didn't talk to him. I want to know what the cops outside thought. They were right outside that door.
Yeah,
they were right outside that door.
Little did they know there's a naked altar.
Yeah, exactly. They had sort of a wry smirk on their face. They knew something was going on, but no one was talking. So, which makes it all cool. That was great.
Good times, man.
Indeed.
Right on.
All right, Paul. We ask this of all our guests. What does Satan mean to you?
What Satan means to me, like I said, since discovering the church, it's always been sort of a strength within. That's always been there, but it comes out in how you deal with people, how you deal with situations, how you deal with life. The aesthetic is very important to me, too. It's a matter of taking pride and presenting yourself in a certain way. I dress way better than I have to for work. And like I said, I kind of keep it on the down low, but people know something's up. I'm happy with it that way.
Very cool, man. Very cool. I got to thank you for coming on, man. You are now a devil we know. It was really great talking to you.
We should also add in there, is there anywhere, other than Facebook, is there anywhere in particular that you either have or are planning on displaying some of your skills?
I'm not, only because I'm trying to keep this in the family right now. Already I'm like 3 deep and people going, "Hey, dude, make me a knife. So
yeah,
definitely.
I'm keeping it in the family, as it were. So I have no need to kind of go outside that. So no is the answer to that. I could.
So if you weren't on the official Facebook page, then forget it. You ain't seen this shit.
You ain't getting shit. Okay.
Sucker.
Yeah, I like that.
and you know what? I like it that way. It's like a limited release thing, and I dig it. Maybe in a few years I'm known as the dagger maker for the Church of Satan, which would please me to no end. I could start like buying blades pre-made and putting them together and selling them, but that's corny. I don't want to do that.
Sure. Of course, yeah.
You guys want to know I spent the time cutting myself, bashing my fingers, and making these things. So that's what I'm going to.
We want to know your blood's in there.
Yeah, you know it. Absolutely.
Yes.
All
right, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Until next time, hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.